Hey, right now you're tuned in to Four Quarters. Today we got a special, well, maybe not so special for some, but this is a real heavy topic. A lot of people don't talk about this. Some of the responsible people will agree with some of the things that we say, and some of the irresponsible people probably will not agree with some of the things that we talk about. But the topic of today, we're talking about the burden of being responsible. I'm gonna run that back. We're talking about the burden of being responsible, because that's a real thing. I know I feel it. I know everybody up here, is responsible people. So I know y'all know what I'm talking about. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. And I kick it off with, what's some of the challenges that we face with being responsible?
I'll go ahead and be number one. And when you responsible, you got it. You done did what you supposed to do. Somebody go lean on you for what you done did. Cause like you did what you supposed to do, and you done sacrificed what you had to sacrifice in your season. Now somebody go lean on you for the sacrifices that you done took and the things that you done did, so that they can, you know what I'm saying, like, so that they can get by on whatever they need. So like, let's say for example, we work in seasons with fashion. So everything is in season. For example, even if you're a farmer, you gotta like do your crops and stuff in certain season. Your stuff grow, whatever. Now it's up. If somebody ain't working their season, now they coming to you for the stuff that you done put your work in for. So that's one of the burdens of being responsible to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, what's going on, man? Sorry to interrupt. I won't be long, I promise. Look, head on over to fsc.academy and check out our courses and check out our goods. We dropping a lot of gems. So go check us out, man. fsc.academy. All right, I'll go back to the show.
Shit, I feel you on that though. Yeah. Definitely. I think I'm gonna go more internally with that and talk about the burdens. I feel, me personally, the burden I feel is that wisdom that you have to always act or do the responsible thing. And I feel like, that wisdom, like, gonna step in and say you do want to do some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's want to vibe every now and then. You want to do some shit that's probably not even in your character, or you just want to just let loose. Yeah. That internal, like, wisdom, that internal judge is gonna step in there and be like, that's not it. You can't do that. And I feel like that's a burden, because say you do that, then that same internal judge will be there to judge your ass. If you're a responsible person for real, and you know better. Right. So I feel like, you're gonna have that guilt at the end of the day. I feel like that's one of the burdens. So it's more internal, but I feel like that could be one too.
Yeah. So you're talking about awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah. the awareness. So like, just say for instance, if you know that there's this huge scope of work, and it's gonna take all day to do, you feel me? And we witnessed it. We witnessed it here, in the past. Not even in the past, because we still currently work like that. But just say, like, we all know Black Friday is coming up, and we know Black Friday. We know the type of numbers. It's the surplus of orders. Right. But then you had an opportunity that night. It was Thursday. You stuffing yourself with turkey or fish, whatever you eat, and people drinking eggnog, with drinking lick. And they going to go turn up. But then boy, if I do that at midnight tonight, in the morning, these sales going to be rocking and rolling. So everybody about to go turn up. But you got the awareness to know that, well, if I turn up, then tomorrow we looking at a couple of thousand orders that got to get out. And they don't care about your eggnog and your turkey. They want their orders and they need it ASAP. So like that awareness, because you want to go and turn up, and just enjoy yourself, whichever way that may be. You know what I mean? Maybe it may just be up staying out late playing cards or whatever it is, or maybe be out drinking, or might be smoking or whatever. But you need the best version of you to get these orders out over the weekend, and that could be tough.
I could second everything everybody said up here so far, man. It's like the burden of being responsible is like a multi-layered answer. You get what I'm saying? So like you got two aspects of it, whether it pertains to you or the reaction that you might get from somebody for being responsible. If I could break it down a little bit, I'm gonna try to at least. Like going back to Black Friday, we know that's coming up. That's right around the corner. Yeah. There's certain blackout days that we have to do. There's certain things that in order to be successful, because Black Friday could make or break your whole year. Because sometimes you rely on these numbers in the last 3 months of the year, the last quarter, 4 quarters, is where you would come into play, and it plays a very important aspect of your business. You know what I'm saying? This last part of the season. So you can't go out, you can't vibe, you can't go out and kick it, and because you got responsibilities and you got to make sure the team in the back or whoever it is that you've aligned throughout the entire year to be in place. So that's one part of being responsible, because with responsibility comes great reward. Thanks. And then here's another situation where on the outside looking in, you're so responsible, people bank on that, meaning that, damn, you're the responsible one. You're supposed to figure this out for me and everybody else. So that's a burden. Facts. You know what I'm saying? When does Superman or Superwoman take their cape off? Facts. And who do they turn to ask for questions or for a lend a hand? When you the person that's always the go-to. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So who does the go-to person go to? Facts. And that's a burden, man. Yeah.
So like who counsels the counselor? The therapist. Who's the therapist for the therapist? You feel me?
Double-edged sword.
I did.
And now, I'm gonna turn it on that note. God did Khaled. Shout out to Khaled, right? But I'm gonna take it even like in another direction, outside of business. How many times back in the day, you go to the club with somebody, you want to enjoy your night too. You want to enjoy your night too. This was an agreement. Hey, you want to go to wherever, Cafe Iguanas, Rolex, Coco's. You want to go somewhere, right? Yeah, I'm taking it back. So now you talking about you want to go ahead and enjoy yourself. When I call whoever, Reg, KP, Rick up, yo, well, y'all boy want to slide over here on Wednesday night over here at Coco's? Yeah, I'll slide, wherever it is, Cafe Iguanas, I'll slide. But then now you with that person, you going over there to enjoy your time. But this person don't know how to hold their liquor.
Or know how to drink.
They don't know how to drink responsibly.
I want to bring their friend.
So now it's a burden. You bring a friend. Now you in there, you vibing, having a good time.
Baby, she gonna bring her besties.
She bringing her bestie, and then now you spending. You spending money, having a good time. But then at the same time, now you sitting there like, dang.
You babysitting in the car.
It's only 2 of us drove, or it was 4 of us rode together. Dang, I see everybody getting toasted. Everybody got on jewelry. So somebody gotta be on point. So now I may say, or whoever may say, boy, then you know what? That's enough for me. I ain't even drinking. Cause these boys don't even see what's going on over here. Them boys got all the jewelry. They let their guard down, they vibe, everybody having a good time. And so it's just like, it comes in different forms, you feel me? You out, like I said, you out with people, they over drinking. Now who gonna drive home? We can't both be everybody drunk. How we gonna get home? You know what I'm saying?
That's a burden in itself, boy.
Cause you see a lot of time with females too. 2 females go out, they both drunk. They fall asleep, they may fall asleep in their car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who's being responsible? So you might have that one person that he don't want to be the party pooper, but he or she don't want to be the party pooper, but they got to be like, dang, like somebody got to be on point. So now you can't enjoy your night fully, cause in your mind you thought that you probably like a three glass minimum type of person, and I'm sticking to this same drink. I'm gonna drink this Remy. I know how to vibe it. I'm gonna drink this Remy, mix it with some Sprite or cranberry or Remy straight. If you smoke, you might fire one with that. You in your zone, you vibing. And this person here, now you can't even get in your zone. and they having a blast.
Then them 3 drinks you done had out the window.
Mind
Do
you,
the whole vibe.
the limit you put yourself on, they got an unlimited tab because they out of their mind. But now it's on you.
Facts.
You can't leave the establishment without taking care of them.
Facts.
That's a whole nother burden in itself, and you can't even vibe for real.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And so sometimes the burden be so heavy. Do y'all ever think to yourself, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I wish I wasn't responsible. You know what I'm saying? I wish I wasn't really responsible.
Sometimes
so that way I
feel
can
that
see
way.
life differently. You feel me?
Sometimes I feel that way, but that's when that eternal burden kick in. The one that Cap said, that being aware, that being awoke, because that's the real thing when you awoke and you know better. Because when you already know better, and you can't turn back from that. And when you done seen it, when you awoke and you know, when you can see what everybody else can't see, there's no way you can unsee it.
Right.
You can't unsee that, job, dog. Like when you know right from wrong, or when you know even deeper in the right or wrong, and you know how much it affect every little thing and everything else that may come behind it. Like you were saying, like you aware. Everybody else may not be aware. They may not be looking and seeing. They can't see how. Oh boy, I see how them boys keep looking at your links, boy.
Yeah.
I see how they peeping you. You know what I'm saying? I see how them chicks reacting, but. Hey boy, I think she a shiesty person, but you on game, you peeping game. You got a whole nother, your third eye open, your whole other self looking at shit. Like that's when it's a burden for real, dog. Like that's when it's a serious burden, boy. Like the burden of probably having to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? That may be a burden to a certain extent.
Let me ask y'all this though. All right, we all responsible individuals up here for you know what I'm saying? Because I know all y'all personally, and I can say that firmly, because we got to where we got to by being responsible. Have y'all ever felt a point whether it's in this business or whether it's in another business or even in your relationship, where you kind of want to like move how they move just to prove a point, or what's the term? Cut your nose off just to spite the face. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, because what I be saying, human nature always kicks in. But have y'all ever been there too?
But how long did it ever last you when you did that? When you tried that,
Man.
how long? Because it's already in you.
Because y'all already know.
How long?
My makeup is different, even though 48, 72 hours.
Right.
24, 48 hours, maybe max. Because I just don't got it in me to move like that.
Right.
I just know I just, that's a burden in itself. It's like, man, I'm all right, I'm going to prove it. You know?
Yeah.
But I know, at the end of the day, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than us, because we putting on for the city and what we built, for real. And you can't make a temporary feeling turn into permanent results. You see what I'm saying? So, because that's what our makeup is.
Yeah.
So that's a burden for me sometimes, where I'm like, man, I'm gonna just prove everybody wrong, or prove everybody right in my mind.
Yeah, because both of y'all was saying the same thing. Like, I know you asked if you ever wish that you weren't responsible. You just
I wish that you wasn't aware.
Yeah. And then you kind of said, like, you kind of try to move that in that sense. I guess me personally, I don't really think about it. Like, I don't really wish I wasn't responsible at all. Like, you know. I just I just accept things. I'm just be at a point of acceptance and shit. It's like, man, that's what it is.
You're a Buddhist monk, boy.
I mean, I respect all that. I listen to Sadhguru, all that. Like, I be just trying to. That be what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of try to make it a point to be aware. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Do you think, like you say, you try to make it a point to be aware? Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, it may be just me. It be seeming like the people who carry less burdens live the longest.
Facts.
So it's like, sometimes you say to yourself, it may be cool or it may be better for me, health-wise, to just not be aware. But I know that, boy, it's like once that on switch is cut on to, that on switch for awareness, it's like you can never cut it back. You can't cut it off. So it's like a part of your DNA. You know what I'm saying? But like I said,
it's a character trait for real.
A character trait. Like, man, people, it seems like they just
Carefree.
They be vibing.
carefree. They live long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What I've been practicing is like, and I know G, you always be having this conversation, dog. Even in family, like, you could be blood bro, you could be, you know what I'm saying, distant cousin, whatever. Like, I feel like I've been like at a certain part of my life, in a certain way in my life, I've been responsible at a young age. Like me being the first, you know what I'm saying, boy of the family and shit like that. Like you just got a certain responsibility, you got a certain makeup that come with that, you feel me? Like when I know Red, you the oldest boy. You the next in line, you know what I'm saying? So like that's a certain responsibility comes with that. What I've been doing is I've been distancing myself from the irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? So that way, cause you like you said, and we probably had this a couple episodes ago where we talked about the responsible, not responsibility, but like the power of saying no.
You're protecting your peace a little bit.
You feel me? And then on top of that, now you got the burden of being responsible. It's kind of like the same thing in a sense. I just, like, after a while, I avoid that shit. Like, after you show me, like, because I can't get burned out. Because, like, the most important thing is me. You feel me? Like, it's a burden. Like, who go have you? You feel me? So that's been my tactic. Like, yo, like, hey, boy, you done burnt me so many times. And you irresponsible. Like, bro, you ain't even, like, you ain't got nothing to add to the fire, bro. You kind of like putting the fire out, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, man, I'm gonna avoid you after that, you know what I'm saying? Because most irresponsible people are coming to you with a want, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't coming to you just like, just being irresponsible, you know what I'm saying? To come around and like, they responsible for something and they can't fulfill the responsibility that they're responsible for, you feel me? So my thing now, so I don't get burned out, it's just been like, man, I'm avoiding that shit. Like, I distance myself from it, you feel me? Yeah. It may be a wrong thing to do, but that's been my way of saving my own sanity, because I've been dealing with that shit for so long, like from a kid, you know what I'm saying?
At least the things that you can avoid. Some things you just can't avoid, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're in a higher position in your business or in your business, you know what I mean, or whatever it could be, or the head of your household. You know, you cut the head off, then the body falls. So sometimes you have to carry that burden. But do you? So I think that's where you gotta have that conversation with yourself and ask yourself, man, what am I willing to bear? And for my peace of mind, because you know we run a business, right? If we fall short on what we have to do, then everything underneath us falls. You know what I'm saying? Vendors don't get paid, our employees don't get paid, stores don't receive their goods, regardless of how much of a burden it might be. Now bring it into the family structure. You getting overwhelmed, you tired, you just exhausted. But you know, if you fall back, foreclosures happen, cars get repoed, because some people just not as responsible for you, as you would be. But then you also gotta like ask yourself this, man, when does it stop? Or when do I restructure certain things so that burden don't fall on me no more? You can't carry nobody. The only person you really should be responsible for is your kids. They ain't asked to be here, and you can't carry a 30-year-old into life, you know what I'm saying? After giving 1,000,001 chances or head starts and X, Y, and Z's, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all gonna carry some type of guilt or some type of, I don't know the right word, but you know, you want to see everybody win, but is it your responsibility to make them win after you give them all the tools to win?
Hey, what's going on, family? Go over to flysupplyclothing.com and go and get one of our conversational pieces. We need to start talking to each other, and that's what our apparel does. We start conversations through clothing. So go over to flysupplyclothing.com. Don't be selfish. Get one for you and get one for somebody else who you love or who you don't like. Y'all get it together. Love.
When, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what I'll ask then is responsibility a burden or empowering?
I feel like it could be both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I said before, man, with great responsibility comes great reward.
Yeah.
Number one, you get that recognition. That's a surface level reward.
All right.
But then being so responsible, then you got that burden of unimaginable amount of stress. And you might check out first and everybody else just go back to vibing. You know what I'm saying? We had that conversation before, man. Like the person that's the most responsible usually, like most dads or dads that's holding down a family, they don't really live that long because they carried this crazy stress of making sure everything was on point. So it is a double-edged sword, man. It's really on what you set up and what you establish, and then you got to enjoy the fruits of your labor, or you might just not enjoy. You might have to bear with the burden that you kind of low-key created.
Facts. Because I do think it's a double-edged sword. Because sometimes when you are responsible and you carry those burdens, sometimes in those burdens and being so responsible, you do gain power from it. Because sometimes you get a competitive edge on a lot of people. Because then you know a lot more on how things work. You know the feel for certain things. Let's just say, like, if you're in a household and you're the one that always have to deal with the kid, you taking them to practice, whatever kind of practice, you have to spend the most time with them. There's some rewards in that. It's a lot of rewards in that versus the parent who's not so responsible. They miss out on those moments and those opportunities to be a better parent or to create those deeper bonds with their kids. So sometimes there is some sort of blessing in carrying that burden, because sometimes you need those muscles to keep you going. Because a lot of the times, if you are the person that the burden falls on, then a lot of the times you were made for it. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't have a lengthy life, but maybe you don't have a lengthy life. That's
God willing. That's hypothetical in any situation.
But at the same time, sometimes when you get out of that role and you take on a less responsible role, you don't really feel like you're really doing much. You know what I mean? But so sometimes even just having that burden and being the one that gotta be thinking ahead and
My bad. So when you feel like you don't do much, that makes you feel like, how does that make you feel?
Man, me personally, I experienced that as we started to grow and the more of my position of really hustling and bustling and touching product and really being on that whole process from once the sale comes in, actually making sure that gets to the customer's front door. So that was more of a, because we all create and have great ideas, but more of that was the role where I felt like I can contribute more to that, because that was more of like my background, you know what I mean? Coming from working with Coca-Cola, being a merchandiser, working for Budweiser, driving trucks. So at that time, that was more of my contribution. But like I said, we are able to do a lot more other things. So when it was time to, because we all have the ability to teach, you know what I'm saying? So once we was teaching people to kind of move into the positions that we were once playing, I remember me personally, I kind of felt like, dang, I'm not really touching that no more. What can I do? Yeah. And so then I had to realize at a certain point, okay, you better go get some skills, some different skills. How you gonna do it? I don't know, but they're out there. So maybe you need to read some books. Maybe you need to watch certain things or have conversations with people that's been where we're trying to go, because we're not the first to try to do this. But so it took me a while I know KP was probably like way ahead, probably like 4 or 5 years ahead of what he was trying to do. So I think like me personally, I was on a 5-year lag. So now I'm finally catching up to what KP was trying to do at that time. I don't think that we was in position probably, but maybe if I was thinking differently at that time, you know what I'm saying? In that mind frame,
could have been there.
We could have shifted. We could have probably
could have scaled a little faster.
Could have scaled it faster. You feel me? So, but the feeling in a nutshell felt worthless.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of felt worthless because all of us, we always want to contribute to the team. Yeah, we got it. Just the type of person I am personally, boy. I'm not gonna be on no team and I ain't gonna hold up no trophy. I wanna be making sure I made the block. I done If I'm the point guard, I passed the ball off. I done did something.
Contributed.
Yeah, I'm a contributor. I ain't gonna ride the bench.
That's how I felt when I was the last man on the squad. You know what I'm saying? When y'all boys welcomed me in with open arms, I was like, well, it's showtime. Like not even just for y'all, just for me.
Right.
Like I put that burden on my back to like, man, like y'all already had something going, established. I came from my background. I'm like, I gotta prove it to myself. And then y'all, what my contributions are. And to bring it back to you, G, man. I gotta commend you on that, because you were the workhorse of the squad. You know, there were days and weeks and months and damn near years where you held it down, the infrastructure of the business, damn near solo. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in on the manual side. But then I remember that we've had our meetings, our mastermind Mondays, and you'd be like, man, this is what I do best. I ain't really the plan. I'm like, nah. I always held you to that response. I'm like, nah, dog. You bigger than the hands-on stuff. You would talk yourself out of that situation. But then I'm seeing the transition of you making it more of a purposeful brand outside of just creative. We kill that shit. We do that shit in our sleep. Y'all boys gonna do y'all thing, and then we do. I'm gonna sell whatever is dope. You get what I'm saying? But I've seen you taking the approach of just not just being hands-on and doing the manual work, but also transitioning to a more of a scaling the business and make it more of a purposeful brand. So you might not hear that every day, but I see it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just here to tell you that, man. I commend you on that, and I see you doing your thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because I know even when I know a few weeks back, we had a discussion, and I know we was like, you said something to me, and I had to absorb. I didn't like what you said. But at the same time,
refresh my memory. I'm trying to remember.
Nah, you was like, man, I know, cause
you broke the heads the most, by the way.
Yeah, nah, we both fire signs. I'm an Aries, you're a Sag. So I guess
we all alphas at the end of the day.
Right, so we got a bromance, right? I guess, right? I heard the wife say it. You know what she said, right?
You had a conversation without me.
No, but
ain't nothing wrong with us loving each other, dog.
Yeah, no, but definitely.
I love y'all boys, dog.
Yeah, I love y'all boys too. It's all love. But like, my brother said something to me, and it was just like basically it was along the lines of, "Dang, man, take the lead. I want to see you take the lead." It wasn't those words, well, exactly, but that's what it was. Take the lead, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time, I wasn't ready for that conversation, but again, I ain't like the way it was communicated, because it wasn't communicated really. I kind of feel like it was passive aggressive, but sometimes we do that with each other as men because we got so much love for each other, and like you say, everybody's alpha male. But I after a while I had to think about it, because I had to sit on that. I remember I had to come to you when we were just me and you, I was like, Reg, blah blah. We had a conversation, but when you said that, I think I probably felt discovered because I wasn't even here, because I had to think about that, because I was like, dang, my man said that to me. Like I said, I felt like it wasn't communicated right, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. But when you said I had to take some time, about like 72 hours, 24, 48, 72 hours. Period. Yeah, and I had to think about it. I said, dang, because I know my man got love for me. I know all my guys got love for me. So I had to really step back and say, dang, I'm hearing that. But I'm hearing it from different people in different ways. Not those words, but it was more like, dog, come on, take charge, bro. But see, the thing is, I was really concerned about how everybody felt. So I grew up with a lot of brothers and sisters. So I understand spacing. You know what I'm saying? From bunk beds, sharing bunk beds, all this sharing two bathrooms. So I got a lot of siblings. You know what I'm saying? So I always been good with knowing how to, I'm not gonna go over there. Right. Fool got his space over there. Okay, I see you dropped your water down. I'm assuming that he want to be in that section. KP's over here.
And naturally, you're not a micromanager.
Yeah, nah,
you give people tools to do what they do best.
Facts.
But the point I was trying to make, this is your vision. I trust your vision fully.
Facts.
I'm gonna be the best sixth man off the bench. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna add to it. But this is your game. This is your moment.
Yeah.
Kill that shit.
Facts.
Call my number. Call my number. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I feel like it's working.
Yeah. No, I really appreciated that. But like I said, I had to take that for myself. I had to like, dang, you've been hearing this, G, but you've been hearing it in a different ways. Cause I know by myself, I'm gonna force by myself, cause I can move like quickly. You know what I'm saying? But I know life is a collaboration for real. You know what I'm saying? So I be knowing like when I'm working with you, like you said, you're an amazing all y'all amazing 6 man. But I think more in the terms of speed, maybe me and Reggie move a little bit the same way, where it be like it's gonna be super fast. Like I got an idea. I might tell Reg.
Gift and the curse.
Yeah, it's the gift and the curse. Yeah. But then with KP, it may be a little bit more like it's gonna be at a pace. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be at a pace, but it's like it's gonna get done. But you're not gonna rush that boy KP process, and that's the power of the power of the nose. You feel me? That's the power of no. You know, KP gonna tell you no. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's a power of creativity, dog. Like you can't rush that thing.
Yeah,
dog.
I think because like I said, KP gonna tell you no. Rick, if he on it, you gonna be on it right away. But if not, you gonna hit me with that no yes. So now I be knowing kind of like, all right, that boy Rick ain't rocking with that one, bro. Yeah, Rick can see. But what about this? So I kind of know like, all right, Rick.
Are you mid conversation? Hey, Cap, check this out real quick.
Yeah.
Still talking. Hey, I'm gonna address the goddamn elephant in the room, man.
You like exactly how it goes. You be like, oh shoot, okay, Rick ain't feeling this, dog. You like, okay. And he just kind of turn back to the computer like, all right, Rick ain't feeling this one.
Nah, it be my mind, dog. It don't even be like, and it's like I'm doing it, but like.
You be on that Kanye shit.
It be, no, it's a
You
subconscious.
think faster than what you can articulate.
Yeah.
That shit just comes out like,
It be a subconscious thing. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like a subconscious thing. Like sometimes,
you don't mean bad.
yeah, you don't be thinking of meaning bad. It's just like you would do it. Like we'll probably be mid conversation. Like I realized like another elephant in the room. Reggie. Nah, not even. Nah, I'm just saying, I'm using your catchphrase. I'm using your catchphrase to somebody else. But look, when the nigga said, yo, you just got real good ideas, like dog, like kid, I realized like, yo, it's nothing wrong with me having that trait.
Yeah, that's an amazing trait.
Yeah, like, but the way you know how you just said a couple episodes ago, you was like, yo, you pay attention to the way you feel. You know your body, you know your mind now. Like, shit shoot through my mind fast, dog.
Faster than you can process it.
What? So sometimes, like, when I get them, it may be in the middle of your great idea, your great vision, but I still, like, try to spit it out because that done gave me an idea. I done fed off of what you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like I was telling y'all boys about an idea about, like a TV show, and you added to it.
Yeah.
That idea shot through your mind. That the way the idea feels, you know what I'm saying? Like the way an idea feels when it goes through your mind, kid, it makes you wanna, you ever had an idea and like, you ever got that bling?
Yeah, can't go to
You know
sleep.
how that bling feels, kid?
You can't sleep.
What? Like, yo, that bling feels amazing, dog. Like, and I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, my blings been feeling better than nuts.
You sure?
Oh no, I'm dead. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, they both on the same level, but all right. So look, listen, look, check it. All right, so look.
Well, you're not like a nut, you're
No, but the thing, all right, when I say it, like, all right, my bling's been feeling better than that. When I say it in that way, I said like, all right, cause now, before I just had ideas. But now my ideas been coming to reality.
Yeah. That's the best feeling.
So that's what I'm saying. So my blings, it ain't just an idea no more. Like it's like, yo, let's get it done then. It sounds like, hey, that's a play. We don't even call them ideas no more. All right, I'm with all the plays. Like, you be saying all that, I'm with all the plays, let's just get it done.
Yeah.
It ain't even a idea no more. It's just like, all right, that's a play, let's do it.
Yeah.
Cause now I know how to process the idea and I know how to relay it to y'all boys. And then we all get it done together, you feel me?
Yeah.
So that's where my like cutoffs be coming from. It's like a, but I know it. Like I'm trying to get better at that shit, but shit, boy.
Going back to what you were saying about how like it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time for real.
it do take time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But even what like how Rick said, it's like it's about how you really. How can I say this, bro? It's like it's kind of like a gut feeling. I'm all about timing. So it's like if I ain't really gonna rush nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's an amazing idea. It's definitely gonna get handled. You know what I'm saying? Cause you be coming up with all y'all boys be having amazing ideas. Sometimes they don't get handled like right then and there, but it gets handled, and it gets handled with like the best and utmost attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one thing I could have fully attest to Cap. He might not only be 1,000% on board, but if you give him the tools and the CADs or whatever things you need, it'll get done.
Yeah.
I be telling you sometimes, that's a dope ass idea. Just shoot the shit. Just give Cap what he needs to get done. Rick, it's verbatim. I'm like, he might not be 100%, or he might not feel like he's 100% on board. Just give him the tools he needs. I promise you that shit gonna get done. And sometimes I be feeling like I be bothering you. You always say that shit. Yo, Reg, you ain't bothering me, man. Just give me the shit. You know what I'm saying? I be like, damn. Well,
it's just the introverted Cap.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you boys like double dutch with Cap. You don't know when to jump.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, but you just gotta give him the tools and he gonna execute. That's one thing.
But it gets done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna always get done though.
Yeah, and it goes back to just.
Yeah. You a slow cooker? I'm Jimmy John's fan. Jimmy John, what is it? Jimmy John's fast?
Both a gift and a curse. The slow cooker could miss out on some opportunities too. And I understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I just feel like when we do have those like, and I know this off topic, but like when we do have those ideas, whoever had that idea, you gotta stand firm on that shit, no matter what nobody else, the energy they give you, or you know what I'm saying, the perception that cause you can't think for nobody. Oh, I think he ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, G my partner in crime. You feel me? All y'all boys my partner in crime, but I say G cause he been my partner in crime since middle school. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We skipping class together. You know what I'm saying? We plotting on ways to get bread together. You feel me? Like, I could probably say an idea to him, or good or bad, he gonna be like, shit, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he gonna give me that good energy. Yeah. Just because y'all don't give me that good energy don't mean y'all saying no. Sure. I just gotta like be the one that be like, all right, if I got that feeling in my gut, like you said, it's a gut feeling. Yeah. And like you said like y'all boys had that conversation like, yo, it was your idea, spearhead it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be that, if you have that feeling, you gotta be the one to kind of like go, yo, take charge, you know what I'm saying? And we had that instance in several ways with different things, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be new business, whether it be like an idea to kind of like go into fashion or go in another direction from what everybody else in. You just gotta stand firm on the way your body is reacting to what your mind is telling you, you know what I'm saying? Because all that shit go translate to yourself in different ways. If you think of something, it's go like you could feel it in your stomach. If you scared, if you think of something that make you scared, it's gonna make your heart and your stomach feel a certain way. So you just gotta pay, like you said, I'm paying attention to how my body make me feel, dog. You feel me? So that shit real, like
real chemical reactions.
What?
That's how it be real for real.
Yeah. So man, I guess to pretty much wrap it up, then the burden of being responsible can be all determined on the way you view it. So it could be a burden, or it can be something that's empowering you. But I guess it sounds like you may just need to balance it out, and pay attention to what your body's telling you.
And what you capable, like what you willing to withhold and withstand, you know what I'm saying? Because that word burden already sounds negative. It got a negative connotation to it. Right. But it might not even be a burden, man. We touched on that several times during this discussion. Right. Maybe it's just that word burden. Yeah. Maybe it could just be a blessing in disguise sometimes. Or maybe you could just be picking your poison.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying?
It's fun to be irresponsible sometimes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So let's get irresponsible then.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be wanting to be on my Hakuna Matata vibes. Like, all the time I be wanting to be like that, dog. Four.
4 quarters.
All right, y'all. So you made it to the end of this episode, man. Dope. We got even way more things to give you guys. Be sure to go to 4quarters.podcast and learn more information. Subscribe, like, share this, tag a couple friends, do all that. And then also check out FSC Academy, where we'll be dropping our ebook, our training courses on how to build a brand, teamwork, just everything from how to actually even trademark your logos, the whole nine, man. We're giving a lot of free game on there. So sign up, tune in, subscribe, like. See you on the next one.